Hi, welcome back to God is a Geek. I'm Gary, and I am about to show you Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, the new game from CD Projekt Red. All based in the Witcher world, obviously. So, let's get rid of this big old face. And yeah, here we go. Let's see what it's like. You've got multiplayer, which we're not going to dabble with today. I'm just going to dive straight into the main game. Right, so these are your difficulties. I'm going to go right ahead and say I'm going to go for Adventurer, because I sucked at Gwen so bad. But let's have a look at them anyway. Adventurer. For players who want to sit back, relax and enjoy the story with the option to skip battles. I won't skip any battles, I don't think. I can't see me doing that. At least try. Battle Hardened. For players seeking a moderate challenge and an impactful story. Or Bonebreaker, for players familiar with Gwent and ready to put their skills to the test. I mean, I'm familiar with Gwent, but I was never any good at it. So, we'll go into Adventurer and let's see what happens. Impenetrable Fog. Every turn on turn start, damage the highest unit on a row by 2. A good commander's dream and a bad one's horror.
The year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances, and then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, Queen of the Twin Realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? As the Queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms. Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops of perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Okay, let's see if we can get that out of the way. Since I'm playing with a controller, I don't need the mouse cursor.
Hail, Your Majesty. Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
I already don't trust this guy. Don't know why.
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
I don't like this guy, so I'm gonna say disappointing.
I deliberated. Wasn't at all certain in giving you the task. I knew you to be an equally good strategist as I am a shepherdess.
Huh.
So my intuition said no. Yet Reynard interceded on your behalf. Your Grace, they're common bandits, while the Count will have a host of men-at-arms to command.
Getting a bit savage on him now, aren't I?
Next time, I shall trust my gut.
Fuck you, in other words. That's basically what she's saying, isn't it?
All right, speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained, I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Locheren. We waited for nightfall to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace. But I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow. If it be Your Grace's wish.
Be Your Grace's wish that you did your job in the first place, moron.
After weeks in the saddle, Your Grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it. Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
Welcome to the Thronebreaker tutorial. Before embarking on your adventure, you should get acquainted with basic game mechanics. Yeah, you can control your character using the left stick. Follow the cobblestone road to reach the next stage of your journey. It looks very nice. I really like how pretty it is. It's kind of got, I don't know, it's a little bit Warcrafty. You'll expand your army throughout the game, but to do so you must collect the following types of resources: gold, wood, and recruits. I mean, it's also obviously the kind of the art style of The Witcher. Like some of the cinematics, they were all like this hand-painted style. While on the road you can find useful items and even new companions who will support you in battle. If you don't want to miss anything, be sure to thoroughly explore the map and complete side quests. Okay. Can that go away now? There we go. What do we have? Wood. And gold, apparently.
Oh, thought it were bandits riding in.
And what's this? Oh, that's like new recruits kind of thing, I'm guessing. There we go. Just stealing this villager's wood and resources. Is there anything else? Let's see if we can speak to these people.
Milka. They stretched her over a fire till she told them where she buried her gold.
Huh. Okay. I mean, do you say anything else, or is it just
Rather
that?
die than tell him she would.
Oh.
But I know where she kept it. Sit tight. Sketch it out for you.
Congratulations, you found a treasure map. Search the area and you may just find the secret location marked on the map with an X. Like a little forested area in a barn or shed or something. So let's have a look around. Might as well just keep going. Oh, well, it's got to be this, hasn't it? Awesome. Let's see what we get. Fail to unlock. Oh, I'm in offline mode at the moment, so. Congratulations, you discovered a card that can be used in the Gwent multiplayer card game. So you unlock the stuff you unlock is for online. Okay. An obstacle blocks your path. To remove it, you will need to spend some of your resources. You can't just climb over it, apparently, but that's fine. Your Majesty, it seems someone's felled an old oak, which now blocks the road. Unfortunately, our wagons cannot go around it. How do you wish to proceed? Have the loggers sort the matter. Our soldiers should conserve their strength, which will use wood and money. Or issue axes to the soldiers and put them to work, which costs wood and 1 strength. We'll go with the loggers. Get them to do it. Since I'm kind of marching towards a fight anyway, Let's have a quick look. Is there anything else down here? No. Most interactive objects are marked clearly on your map, but not all. Some events cannot be predicted, so you best be prepared for anything.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Meve charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
Meve just goes straight in, doesn't she? Meve was convinced bandits would flee to the cover of the forest upon realising their grave mistake. After all, no ordinary bandit would dare attack the retinue of the Queen. Yet the strays of Sparlow were a different breed. They held nothing sacred. Okay, start battle. Story battle and custom deck. This is the battle. You will play your cards on the bottom half and your opponent will play on the top. Units can be played on one of two rows, melee or range, but remember, the abilities of some cards may be different depending on the row you play them. A standard battle can last up to 3 rounds. The first to win 2 rounds wins the whole match. Players can alternate their turns. During your turn you can play only one card, but you can use any number of abilities. The player who goes first in the match is the same who initiated the battle. In this case, you encounter an ambush, so the opponent will have the first turn. Yeah.
To attack the Queen? An outrage!
So, the strength of each unit you play adds to your army's total strength. The player whose army has the most strength points at the end of a round will win the round. Some units have armor. Armor absorbs a certain amount of damage dealt to the unit.
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Okay, I'm trying to read, come on. Most cards have an ability of some kind. To learn more about it, select the card and read its short description. Additional information will appear if you press RT on the card. So, play any card. I will. There we go. They use one which will move one unit to the row opposite this unit and damage them by 1. Okay. So... for damage an enemy by the number of cards on this row. Reach 2. Well, let's just use this one. It's kind of...
This artist.
Salt of the earth they are, Your Grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
Scythemen have the loyal ability. This means that their other abilities are activated every time you use Meve's ability. There's a lot of the word ability in one sentence there. Each leader has its own unique ability. There's that word again. To learn what it is, just select the leader. Meve's ability allows her to boost a unit's strength and add armor to it. She can use this ability once every few turns. To use Meve's ability, first select her, then select one of your units. So, I think that's what it's telling me to do now then. So select her, and the Scytheman.
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
Can't make any more moves. It's time to end your turn. Press Y.
We'll catch 'em all!
Suddenly Pokemon. Play any card. Right, so what does they just do? Whenever an enemy takes damage, boost itself by 1. This is where I get confused when I play card games. I don't understand what anything means. Lyrian Arbalist. Deploy damage an enemy by the number of cards on this row. Realistically, that should be on the far row, shouldn't it? Might just go there anyway, because it boosts their damage. Let's just try it.
One bolt. I need.
Now this ability allows him to deal damage equal to the number of cards on the row where he's played. His ability is activated the moment he is played. Okay. What is did that just... I don't get what that just did.
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
Opponent's cards also have abilities match. Be sure to read their descriptions carefully and adapt your strategy accordingly. I'll be honest, at the moment I still don't know what I'm doing. Some more of the slingers and cavalry. Right, it's that one again. So I only have one card left, so it's gonna have to be this dude.
If you insist.
Captain Coldwell's ability allows him to summon from the deck copies of cards that are adjacent to him. His ability is activated the moment he is played. So I can...
My spirits.
Okay.
The strays took tail and run! Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
When you've played all of your cards, the end turn button will turn to a pass button. When you pass, you will not be able to perform any action until the start of your next turn. The player whose armies have the most strength points at the end of a round will win the round. In the event of a tie, both players will receive a victory point.
The battle's not yet done. It is better to conserve our strength. Prepare for a strike that will prove decisive.
At the beginning of the second and third rounds, each player draws 3 cards from their deck.
Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
The player who won the previous round will play first in the next round. Any card. Okay, so... What? Oh, that's your graveyard. Okay. I'm gonna go with an Arbalist first.
Give me a time.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Arbalist at your command.
Okay.
The chase is on!
I mean, it's very much Gwen.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow.
Use your abilities. Use your leader's ability now. Let's get her boosting them again. In the front. Can't make any more moves, so it's time to end your turn.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
You've won 2 rounds in a row, which means you are the battle's victor. Congratulations.
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very much just Gwen. Just hopefully not quite as vicious as Gwen was to me, because, yeah, I just never understood its rules.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Neve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
I'm guessing I'm gonna have like a decision on my hands now whether to kill them or I don't know, whatever. What's this? Alright, oh, so that's quite cool. It leaves a little battlefield. Okay, moving on.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. With its hills and dales. Why, its beauty matched only by that of its queen.
Shut
After
up.
3 weeks in the saddle? I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve.
Survey your army, you must first pitch camp. Pitch your camp by pressing the menu thingy button. Camp buildings allow you to expand your army and give you access to important information. Most camp buildings can be improved in your workshop. These improvements will give you access to stronger units, thus easing your journey down the line. Into the workshop. Okay. Here you can build and improve camp buildings. To improve your camp buildings, you must first collect the appropriate quantity of golden wood. For your journey, you'll definitely need access to a regional map, but to get it, you first need to improve your royal tent. Upgrade the royal tent to level 2. So that's a lot of gold for a tent. What? And what's that? Royal treasury. Okay. Oh, you have to hold it again. That's the improvement. Alright, thanks to this improvement, you now have access to the regional map, which you can open from the main game screen. The workshop itself can also be improved. With each subsequent improvement, you will gain access to new, stronger units. Command tent. I'm guessing that's that. No? I'm literally the only one I've not clicked. Awesome. Loading deck. In the command tent, you can create units and build your army from available cards. Improving this building will increase your army's recruit cap, allowing you to use stronger units. Cards currently in your deck are displayed on the left hand side. All cards available for you to create and place in your deck are displayed on the main screen. You can gain access to new cards by upgrading your training ground and workshop, as well as through story related tasks. Grayed out cards are available but have not yet been created. You must first create them before you can include them in your deck. Your deck must contain a minimum of 25 cards while not exceeding your army's recruit cap. Currently your recruit cap sits at 125 points. To create new cards you need a particular resource, recruits. You can gain recruits at conscription posts, which are marked on the map with the helmet icon, as well as through certain story-related tasks. You've received additional resources to craft a what? A Wagenberg card? Wagenberg card? I don't know. A Wagenberg, possibly? I don't know. To do so, select the card and press X, then confirm by pressing A. So, which one am I selecting now? Where's the... that one, okay. Machine, field support, damage all units on an enemy roll by this unit's armor amount, then lose all armor. Gain 1 armor whenever a card appears on this row. So I press X, and that's not done anything, has it? So I don't. So have I got to find it on here? Right, oh, I've got to do it on that. Okay, that's a little bit weird, but okay. So recruit. Yes, let's recruit. That's what it's telling me to do, so that's what I'm doing. So now press A and it adds it to my deck. Okay. You can now view and create new cards or return to the main game screen to continue your journey. I don't even know what I'm doing here, really. Lyrian Banner, permanent resilience. When Meve uses her ability, reduce her cooldown by 1. Okay. Boost the unit by 10. Give 1 charge to units to with depleted order. These are ones I've already got these up there. We'll leave that and come back to it another time. You can now take a look at your other camp buildings to familiarise yourself with their functions, or you can return to the main game screen to continue your journey. Well, let's have a look while we're here. A mess tent. You can talk with your companions in the mess tent, give them a little bit of your time, and you may just learn a secret or two. This reminds me a little bit of like sort of Mass Effect and Dragon Age, where like between, well, when you're not out on the road, you can then go and talk to your companions, and you gain their loyalty and stuff like that, and learn things about them. So,
A bit of respite, Reynard.
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At ease, Reynard. At ease.
Willem is not suited to be king. Is it not wearisome sitting alone? Yeah, I might as well just say I should go. Let's go.
Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
I do like the animation. I really do.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't, but would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant. Nor did I deserve it.
See, is there any, like, any from the US watching this? They'll find it weird when we pronounce, like, what they call a lieutenant as a lieutenant. It's just the way it is.
To earn that respect became my driving aim. And to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
For Reginald to err wasn't unheard of. Doomed to end badly, that I dare say.
Well,
Let's just go with that.
a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
He was an idiot. Might as well have just said that.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave. Save Reynard. The old sod was right about that, at least. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly. Alas, I've come to fear Willem might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, Your Grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
And is thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age. Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances, events beyond his control.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise we must hope Ancaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that either. It's time I attended to other matters.
I should go. Yeah, it's a bit, she's a bit harsh, but we don't know much about her yet. The workshop, we've already been there, haven't we? Although I don't know if it's telling me that for a reason. It's just that I can look at various things. So, this is Upgrading the workshop. I can't yet, I don't have enough wood, but it allows you to build new cards. Okay. Also, we got cartographer's table, increase Move's movement on the map by 5%, increase Move's movement on 5 by 15%. Okay. Training grounds, Forager's quarters, gain between 25 to 75 gold for every battle won. That's probably a good one at some point. Gain 1 recruit after every battle won. That's probably another good one. Command tent. Watchtower. Use scouts to mark the location of treasure and resources on your regional map. That's not bad. I won't do any of these yet, I don't think, because I'm just learning. Mess tent. Oh, it's already there. There doesn't seem to be any upgrades there. And then you've got the treasury. So she can equip more trinkets. Okay. What's the rail tent for? In the rail tent, you can view the letters and maps you've received so far, as well as keys and card fragments. I'm guessing card fragments is something I can look at after, because that doesn't mean a thing at the moment. Press RB to access it. Okay. So, Royal Steward's letter. Your Highness, artisans from Gredabar have prepared a new tapestry pattern for the throne room. Great. I've included an engraving of this design. You will be pleased with it, I hope. A Cintrian lion inherited from King Coram I. Bared fangs offer stunning realism, and the ancestral sword of the Delans of Temeria appears as if forged in the very depths of Mahakam. I hope I'm pronouncing these things right. I've no doubt it shall prove the castle's latest masterpiece. We eagerly await your return, my lady. Gustave Perrault, Royal Steward. Letter from King Demavend. Demi, you've my gratitude for attending the summit. What luck we did not put off meeting any longer. From what my men say, armies on the march are kicking a veritable dust storm across the Yaraga. Come what may, remember you have my full and unconditional support. Best wishes, Demavend. Okay, cool. Get rid of that. Nilfgaardian movements. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Strengthen border forces, etc. Straits of Spala. I don't know. Okay, cool. And then you get your maps. That keys don't have any yet. Card fragments don't have any yet. But again, can't find out what they actually are. I'm guessing it's you get pieces and then it unlocks a new, like a new card that you can then build. Right, let's move on. Remember that you can open your map by pressing Y. Let's see what happens when you open your map. Your primary task is marked with an exclamation point. See what awaits you next. Scroll through the map by using the right stick. So we're going there. Fairly straightforward. Cool. It's like a merchant.
Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me! Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace. They told me!
Okay, so
Lyria's a wild land,
yeah, okay. And what's this? Oh, your army's morale can change. Neutral morale has no impact on your cards, whereas low morale lowers each unit's strength by 1 point. High increases it. Current level is in the upper left corner, which is where my face is, so you can't really see it. But that little icon is what it looks like. Changes in morale depend on your choices throughout the game. To increase it, make an offering at a wayside shrine, but remember, after victorious battles, morale returns to neutral, so you must always keep an eye on it. That seems a bit weird. Why would your morale always return to neutral? It's like, surely if you win a fight, your morale should...
Gods have mercy! Whatever is this filth?
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood's scent.
for such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm. I won't allow it. Attack!
This is where you get the Witcher side of it. Yes, you're now fighting monsters. A trophy is a unique type of card and you can have only one in your deck at a time. The trophy will automatically appear on the battlefield at the beginning of the match.
Fog in broad daylight. The heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord. And great caution we must exercise.
Your rows are now covered in fog, which is just one of several row effects you will encounter. Row effects affect all cards on a given row, positive and negative consequences, etc. Later on, you will also gain access to cards that allow you to add similar row effects.
Reynard, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, your grace. It's the first I've seen of any such... thing.
So summon a copy of this unit from your deck, okay? Realistically, you're kind of going to want someone a bit of distance.
These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first, until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Use Fortitude Tonic to boost the strength of one of your units. So, does do quite a lot.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
They've passed. No, do I just end my turn then? Because I'm quite a bit ahead. But no, I can't. I don't have that choice. So let's just stick you guys in.
Ah, so fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
And the banner stays. Okay. The trophy will stay on the battlefield because it has the resilience ability. Okay. So let's put you up there.
Should have listened to my old lady.
We're going to do that.
Your grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Okay. I mean, this seems fairly straightforward. I'll go.
Curses. Strong as steers they've grown. And they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses.
Just like me, each enemy leader has a unique ability. Using its ability, the enemy leader destroyed your strongest unit and threw it to its necrophagous feed, which has made them much stronger.
My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
If a round isn't going your way, it might be best to pass your turn and save your strength for the next round. But remember, you can pass only at the beginning of your turn, before you have played any cards or any abilities. Okay? I mean, that's a pretty harsh one, really, wasn't it? Remember, losing just one round does not mean defeat. To win the battle, you must gain 2 victory points.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there! Yet another abomination.
Ugh, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
Is there anything like... To successfully command your army, you should understand the synergies that exist between your cards. To get things started, play Wagenberg on the melee row. I'm gonna say Wagenberg. Kind of makes sense. The ability of this card becomes more powerful with each additional unit that is played on the same row after it. Okay. So that one's to go on the melee row. Cards that have the order ability can be activated manually at any time you choose during your turn, but only after enough time has passed since placing it on the battlefield. The icon at the bottom of the card will indicate when the ability is available to use. During your turn, you can activate any number of cards that have the order ability. Most can only be used once, but the order ability of some cards can be activated multiple times in a battle. Okay. Unit in any graveyard and boost self. Okay. Play an Arbalest on the melee row in order to take advantage of the Wagenberg's ability. Okay.
One bolt's all I need.
Use Wagenberg's ability. Reynard's ability allows you to reactivate units whose order ability has already been used. As a result, you can use Wagenberg's ability once again. So Reynard on them. Okay. Let's...
We must trust each other.
Okay. Your opponent has run out of cards and you have a sizable advantage. Your victory is assured, so you can either pass your turn or play out your glorious triumph to the very end. You might as well pass, really.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Okay. Alright, you get wood and gold from the corpses. My beloved, please write as soon as you reach the temple. I know only 2 weeks have passed, but my heart weighs heavy with thoughts of you. Our home feels empty without you. I hope our offering, though modest, will please your mother goddess, or the mother goddess. I should learn how to speak, shouldn't I, when I record these things? With her blessing, we shall have a child at long last. I've no doubt you'll make as loving a father as husband. Please be vigilant and return to me soon. But that's not happening, is it? He looks a little bit dead, so all that fighting was going on. This dude was down here just chopping wood, so we run in and just steal it.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires.
Already done, sir. Already
They call
done.
themselves strays? Well, we'll treat them like strays.
Cool. Gold, just stuff down there. There wasn't anything else over there. It's kind of a bit of a loot game, isn't it? In between battles. I'm kind of glad they did add this in though, because I mean they could have just made it just a straight Gwent expansion or something like that. Discovering signposts unlocks the abilities to fast travel, allowing you to move between them at any time from your regional map. Already, you know, that's always good to have. And that's where I'm heading, so I'm not far off now. Oh, no, there's not there that I can do first. Get some resources. And more resources, just nabbing them all.
Lady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am.
Quite like the voice acting. Always have, really, on the Witcher games, but I don't know, it seems somehow a little bit more endearing in this game.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Sup.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Shut up.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
This is an outrage! Guards! Grab him!
You kinda just want to punch him.
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, no how.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid, so please answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits, whom do they follow?
Him, milady. We've seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
Sounds about right for the Witcher games.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady, I'll be no higher for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
The choices you make will have consequences. Some may be felt immediately, while others may take time. Choose carefully. I'm gonna leave these. They seem like decent people.
Leave them be. The harvest draws close. Hard work. They'll have their hands full.
Oh, milady, thanks be to you, thanks be. I pray Mother Melita lay watch over your kind heart.
Pray she watches over yours. Should I hear of you sheltering bandits again, of you lying to my officers, I shall return and put torch to every hut, field and orchard. Understood.
Meve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
Okay. See, it looked like my men's morale went down with that, because I don't know, I didn't harm those people, which seems a little bit harsh. But on that note, that seems like a good place to wrap up this video. It's a bit of a... No, it's been a good chance to play a little bit of this game. I wasn't sure what to think of it. When I first saw it, I like the idea of there being a new Witcher game. Doesn't matter what form it comes in. But with it being like a Gwent style game, and I was terrible at Gwent, I wasn't sure. But this seems, you know, it's quite forgiving. I mean, granted, I'm still sort of doing tutorial stuff at the minute, but it seems quite good. I'm looking forward to playing a bit more of this, and you can look forward to my review at some point in the near future. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and, you know, follow us wherever. We're on everything, basically. On top of that, you've got Patreon. Patreon.com/GodIsAGeek. You can give $1 a month, or however much you choose, or not at all, really, if you don't want to. But if you do, you get early access to videos. Sometimes videos like this. Other times you get, well, I mean, whatever we can give you early. Obviously, you've got embargoes and stuff like that which prevent it. But yeah, what can you do? On top of that, you know, you get the podcast early, you get it extended. There's plenty of things. But either way, whatever you do to support us, whether it just be following the site, reading the reviews, any of that is all great, and we appreciate it. And thank you again for watching this video. I have been Gary for God is a Geek, playing Thronebreaker, A Witcher Tale. Bye guys.